Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. I'm back, and today I want to talk to you guys about Cull Obsidian. So Cull Obsidian is a new character that's going to be coming to Marvel Strike Force really soon. He's going to be on the Black Order team. As you can see, he has the Black Order tag. He is a protector. As I mentioned when I went through the Black Order, the new update, it looks like Thanos, once he becomes empowered, he really loses any aspects of being a protector. Like, he doesn't put taunt on himself anymore. So they needed a new protector to sort of take over for Thanos once he's going to no longer be a protector. Looks like Cull Obsidian's filling out that role. Plus Villain Cosmic Bio. That's always, you know, who cares about those tags? We care about the Black Order tag. That's the real interesting part. So before I get into his skills, I want to talk about his passive, because a lot of things sort of play into his passive. So on spawn, he gains defense up for 2 turns. On ally Thanos' turn, if he doesn't have the Power Stone, grant him the Power Stone, and he gets defense up for 2 turns. So that's the buff he's going to give Thanos. And when an enemy attacks an ally Thanos or Ebony, attack that enemy for 250% damage. That's a lot of damage right there. He is pretty aggro. This will sort of counter out the idea of bursting down Thanos before he gets the stones, because anytime you're hitting Thanos now, you're gonna be getting hit by Cull Obsidian. That's kind of crazy. And then also what's interesting about his kit is when this character drops below 75%, 50%, or 25% health, he gets 1 death proof. So this is kind of interesting because this is going to play into one of his skills. So just keep this in mind for later. He could have up to 3 death proofs on himself. And then while this character has regeneration, gain 1000% resistance. So that's pretty cool too. He's going to resist negative effects whenever he has regeneration applied to him. Plus he also gets 30% max health, and he gives the Black Order and Thanos 30% max health. So let's go to his basic attack. Basic attack, really basic, but it is a cleave, which is nice. It attacks adjacent targets too for 300% damage. So pretty good basic attack. What's cool about this is Obsidian Guard hits special. Of course, I should mention these pictures right here are not going to be the final pictures. These are just temporary pictures in here. But this will clear 2 negative effects from himself. If Ebony Maw is an ally, clear all negative effects. That's always nice because again, you know, we live in a buff, debuff focus meta, so always great to clear negative effects. And then he gains taunt for 2 turns, which is good because he's a tank, so he needs to be taunting. Plus he's going to get defense up for 2 turns, plus a death proof. So now he can have 4 death proofs potentially. And then he also heals for 20% of his max health, which is kind of interesting because I wonder if this could play into his passive, or say he drops below 75% health, but then he heals for 20% of his health. Would he get another death proof when he drops back below 75% again? I'm going to lean with a yes on that. I believe it would work like that. So that could be kind of interesting actually. That could be a way that he gets to 5 death proofs. His ultimate right here is when it gets interesting. He'll attack a primary target for 550% damage plus 25% additional damage per death proof on self. So assuming you're at 25% health left, you need to get out your ultimate. You've already got a death proof on for here, so you have 4 death proofs. You're talking about 650% damage here for this ultimate, which is a lot of damage. You know, that's like an Iron Man Unibeam level amount of damage, so that's pretty crazy. Really cool ultimate. Plus he transfers all positive effects on the primary target to self. Great buff focus meta. You know, say you're going against Nick Fury or Red Skull or something like that, and you're just really irritating. You absorb all his buffs and then you just go ham on him. But it looks like you do the damage before you go ham on them. So it looks like I'd be interested to see the exact order of this. From how it's looking, you attack, then transfer all positive effects from primary target to yourself. But it'd be cool if you could transfer the positive effects to yourself and then do the ultimate. So that way, say they had defense up, they wouldn't have the defense up for the damage. But it looks like they would have the defense up for the damage. So really interesting kit right here. It's pretty good, especially with the death proofs. You know, just basically he's gonna get 3 death proofs without doing anything. So this is a really interesting kit. He seems like a pretty good tank. The only thing is he doesn't look like he's going to be the best at taunting, because he can cast this as soon as he spawns and he gets taunt for 2 turns, but then you have a pretty long cooldown before you can do this again. So while individually he's looking like a pretty good character and he has a good amount of survivability himself, I'd say probably his weakness in the protector game is he's not necessarily the best at actually taunting, but he's going to get enough for Thanos to get off his empowered form. Once Thanos is empowered, I don't think you really have to be worried about what happens next. But that's just, if I had to note any weakness in his kit, I'd say that's probably the weakness they've left in his kit. You know, he's not the best at taunting, but he seems like a bit of a monster. You know, crazy amounts of damage, a good amount of survivability on himself. So I'm excited to see Cull Obsidian game. I'd argue he's probably my favorite out of the Black Order. Like, he's just cool. He has the big axe. You know, he's a big dude, and it looks like his kit does not disappoint. One more thing to note: just he gives 1 stone, Proxima gives 1 stone, Corvus gives 1 stone. So it's looking like Ebony Maw is going to give like 3 stones then. So it looks like Ebony Maw is going to have the rest of them. So that's just an important thing to note. Now that we've seen Cull Obsidian's kit, that appears to be how the stones are divvied up. But that's about all we can take from Cull Obsidian's kit. So let me know what you guys think about him down below. What do you think? You think he's good? What tier do you think he's going to be in? Do you think he's like an S tier, an A tier? I don't think he's a B tier. I'd say he's either an A or an S tier. But that's the fun part about these new characters, is speculating. I hope everyone has a happy and healthy day. With that being said, what do I know? I am only an 18-year-old. See you guys.